What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. I just wanted to jump on and encourage somebody and let you know that one day could change everything. Today could be the day that you meet your future spouse. Today could be the day that you meet your next business partner. Today could be the day that you are inspired to write a song or a novel or a movie or anything like that. Today could be the day that you're inspired with a thought that can change everything for the rest of your life. So I don't want you to be out here losing hope, because one day could change everything. And that reminds me of a story in the Bible about a man named Joseph. Joseph was Jacob's son. Jacob's also known as Israel. Joseph was Jacob's favorite son. And Joseph's brothers were envious of how much Jacob favored Joseph. And one day they went out and they threw Joseph in a pit. They conspired against him, threw him in a pit, and they were going to leave him for dead. But then some people were walking by and they saw the opportunity to sell their brother into slavery. So Joseph was sold into slavery. When he was sold into slavery, he was shipped to Egypt and he got sold to a man named Potiphar. Potiphar was a wealthy Egyptian. So Joseph went in and was Potiphar's slave, and he eventually became the head of the household affairs because he was such a good slave. You know, he was really good. He was a gifted individual, and he can also interpret dreams. Well, one day Potiphar's wife tried to come at Joseph and sleep with him, and Joseph wouldn't do that because he was a man of integrity and a man of character. And when Joseph refused to sleep with Potiphar's wife and rejected her, Potiphar's wife got upset and ripped his shirt and screamed rape, essentially. Said that Joseph tried to sleep with her instead of the reality was the other way around. Well, when Potiphar heard about this, Joseph was thrown into prison. He had no choice. And Joseph was in prison for a few years, and his gift of interpreting dreams came up and was useful. His gift of managing things was useful. It wasn't long. The Lord was with him throughout this whole story you hear in the Bible. The Lord was with Joseph, whether he was in the pit, as a slave, in the prison. So Joseph was great at managing situations. He eventually became like the lead inmate and, you know, kind of ran the prison. But he also could interpret dreams, and there were two people in there who had a dream that Joseph was able to interpret both dreams. He told one person that you're going to be dead in 3 days, and he told Pharaoh's butler, who was in prison, that you're going to be out of prison and you're going to be back with Pharaoh. 3 days later, it became a reality. One man died. The other one was released from prison and back with Pharaoh. Joseph asked Pharaoh's butler not to forget about him. Let Pharaoh know that I'm gifted and I can help serve the kingdom. Well, it wasn't until Pharaoh was troubled with a dream that Pharaoh's butler had remembered that Joseph could interpret dreams, and he told Pharaoh. So Pharaoh called for Joseph. Joseph interpreted the dream correctly, but not only that, he offered a solution to what the dream had indicated, that there was going to be a famine coming up. 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. Joseph said, if we could put away some of the food and resources during the plenty, then we would have enough to manage and survive through the famine. So Joseph was actually promoted to essentially being the prime minister of Egypt, the second most powerful man in the world. So he went from the pit, the prison, to the palace in one day. He went from the prison to the palace in one day, and there's a lot more I could share, but that's the point of today, is that you could go from the prison to the palace in one day, man. You never know. So be expecting God to work a miracle today. Be expecting to run into the next business partner, your future spouse, fall in love today. Be inspired with a new song. Be inspired with a new business idea that changes the world and changes your life forever. It can happen. Believe it, receive it. I hope this encouraged somebody. God is good and he's for you. He loves you. I want you to know, and I hope you have a blessed day. Much love.